In this video, I'll rank all the weapons in Lineage Piece from the weakest choices all the way up to S tier, and I'll also quickly tell you where each one comes from. Subscribe, like and hype if you want to get this and more Roblox guides and enter giveaways. Watch till the end to understand this guide well. Starting at the bottom in D tier, we have Katana. This is a common weapon and one of the easiest options to get, since you simply buy it from the Katana NPC in Dawnwind Village. It works as an early weapon, but once you start getting access to better options, there is not much reason to stick with it. Moving into C tier, first we have Stylish Bandit Slayer. This is an uncommon weapon tied to the Sid NPC in Dawnwind Village. You need to complete his quest requirements before you can purchase it, so it takes a little more effort than a basic shop weapon. Also in C tier is Dual Katana. This one is much simpler to obtain because you can buy it directly from the Dual Katana NPC in Deeproot Jungle. Both are usable for early progression, but neither is something I would build my long-term setup around. Next is B tier. Zangetsu is an epic weapon that you can get from the Ichigo NPC in Hueco Mundo. Griffin is another option in this tier and comes from the Griffin NPC in Deeproot Jungle. Then we have Yoru, which is available from the Dark Blade Seller NPC on Frostborn Island. B tier is where the weapons start becoming more useful, but there are still much stronger upgrades waiting once you reach the harder content. Moving into A tier, Miyabi is a mythical weapon that comes from the in-game gacha banner, so unlike most of the weapons here, you are relying on your rolls instead of completing a normal NPC unlock. Excalibur is legendary, and can be obtained through the Saber NPC in Legends Arena after meeting the required exchange. Player's Dagger is another legendary weapon, this time coming from the Sung Jin Woo NPC in Scorched Ruins. This weapon is also important for later progression because it is connected to one of the S tier unlocks. Tensou Zangetsu is also in A tier and requires you to complete its quest line in Hueco Mundo, starting from the Tensou Zangetsu NPC. These A tier weapons are already strong choices and can carry you through a lot of content. But now we get to the best tier. Starting S tier with Kokushibo, this is a mythical weapon that requires the demon race before you can complete the unlock through the Kokushibo NPC in Deeproot Jungle. Saber Altar is another mythical option, and comes from the Saber Altar NPC in Legends Arena once you have the required materials. Shadow is also mythical and has its own questline from the Shadow NPC on Frostborn Island. That progression starts with Stylish Bandit Slayer and continues through Bandit Kills, Sid's Castle Clears, and additional materials before you can finish the unlock. Solemn Lament is another S tier mythical weapon and is obtained from the Solemn Lament NPC on Frostborn Island after collecting everything needed for the exchange. Raiden Shogun also sits in S tier, but you first need the Archon race before visiting the Raiden Shogun NPC on Frostborn Island and completing the required trade. Finally, we have Shadow Daggers. This is one of the heavier weapon unlocks on the list because you need Player's Dagger, level 5000, Monarch's Acknowledgement, and then a long chain of quests involving bosses, tower progression, dungeons, damage requirements, and more. So for early progression, the lower tiers can still do their job. But once you start reaching A tier and especially S tier requirements, those are the weapons worth aiming for long term. If you already have access to the harder quest lines, I would focus your grind there instead of heavily investing into weapons you know you are going to replace.